Many students complete the sorting lab and then say to me, Mrs. Young, how do I test this code? I go in here, and if I want to test this, how do I put in an array list of strings, say? And to do an array list of strings requires quite a lot of code, and while I believe it is possible to put it in this little box, it is actually much easier to write a separate class. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So in here, I'm going to have a new class. I'm just going to call it test sorting. And we're going to go ahead and write a method that's going to test these classes, and we'll show you how to do that. So I want them to be static methods, so public static void and test, we'll do the string sort here. The first thing I need is to have an array list of strings. So array list of string objects, I'll just call it S equals new array list string. And I'm just recalling I'm going to need to import java.util to be able to use ArrayList. There we go. And to this, I'm going to add some strings. For instance, I might add snow s.add is s.add getting s.add annoying s.add now. All right. That's how we're all feeling right now, right? So it's important, of course, that I picked words that were not in alphabetical order. Clearly, this is not in alphabetical order. And just so I have a record of it, when I do this, I'm going to first just print out my array list the way it looks. And now I want to test my sorting method. If I go over here, we'll recall that sorting, because I see this right here, I see it's a class method. It's a static class method. The name of it, insertion sort strings. I have to send it an array list of strings, and it's a class method, so I'm going to start with my class name. So my class name is sorting dot insertion sort strings, and I'm going to send the array list S. So that should do it. So just a reminder, class name there, method name there, parameter is going to be this array list right up here that I wrote. And then I'll print it out again. System.out.println s, and if this all goes well, the second line should be sorted. So here we go. We'll test it, and there we go. Snow is getting annoying now is in the order I added it. Annoying getting is now snow is in alphabetical order, so that's looking good. All right, so let's now test the other one. Public static void test rectangle sort. So same idea, I need to have an array list of rectangle objects. I'll call it R. All right, and in this one, I'm going to be adding rectangles. So I'll do this, oops, not S, but R. R.add new rectangle, and I have to create rectangle objects. So it's important to understand the rectangle class before we do this. So let's look in the rectangle class. Our constructor requires a base and a height, all right? And then when they were sorted, let's look at the compare to method here. Right in here, they were sorted according to the length of their diagonal. So I want to make sure that these diagonals are not in any numerical order, so they need to be sorted. All right, so let's try this. New rectangle, 3, 4. R.add new rectangle, maybe I'll go a smaller one, 2, 2. R.add new rectangle, let's go with 112 or 110. Let's go with that. R.add new rectangle, I don't know, 5, 2. All right, and then we're going to do the same sort of thing. I'll just copy and paste it from up here, although we'll have to adjust things. So let's see, we're going to print R, not S. This one is called selection sort rectangles, I believe. It's going to be R as well, and then I'm going to print out R again. You might be curious, what am I going to print when I print R? Let's look at that rectangle class again, and we see that the toString class returns the base by the height. So it tells us what kind of rectangle it is. So that's what will be printed. Let's try this out. So let's hit compile. Oops, I need a curly bracket. All right, so when I do this, here we go. There's the order. I added them in: 3 by 4, 2 by 2, 1 by 10, and a 5 by 2. And this is the rectangles in sorted order. And remember, it's the length of the diagonal that determines the size. So for instance, this one, little Pythagorean theorem, square root of 8, right? 4 plus 4. Here I would have 9 and 16, so square root of 25. Here, 25 and 4, square root of 29. And over here, 1 and 100, so square root of 101. So clearly these have been placed in order.